Welcome to Adobe Color. This is a great little web app that Adobe provides for free. You actually don't have to own any Adobe software to be able to use the base features of Adobe Color. So we're on color.adobe.com. I'm not even signed in. You notice up here in the upper right, I'm not signed in, and I can manipulate most of the functions of this program for free, which is really cool. So what does this do? Adobe Color helps you choose good color combinations. Oftentimes beginning designers want to just pick colors at random based off of feeling. Oh, I feel like this is right, or I think this looks right. But there's actually some theory behind how you choose colors, hence the term color theory. So instead of just picking colors at random, I want you to always be thinking about color harmony and color schemes. They're essentially the same thing. So if we're looking at Adobe Color here, at default, or by default, color theory at its heart revolves around this thing right here. What is that thing? That thing is called a color wheel. Color wheel. Couple things to know about the color wheel. Colors that are opposite of each other have the most contrast, all right? Colors opposite each other on the color wheel. Colors next to each other are similar, and colors opposite each other are different. There are different color harmonies. Another name for color harmony, color scheme. There's analogous, right? Colors that are next to each other along the color wheel kind of creates like uniformity, right? There's still contrast. That is different from that, but it's not a big contrast. There's contrast, but they're still kind of similar. If we hit this drop down menu, there's monochromatic, mono being one and chroma being color. That is various shades of one color. There's triad, right? Triangular options. That way you get a lot more contrast. And you can go through and see complementary. Complementary has several colors the same, right? Kind of monochromatic, combined with colors that have contrast on the other side of the color wheel. Compound shapes. I like this one a lot because you have similar and opposite, but it's spread out a little bit more. So like if you look at compound and complementary, kind of the same thing, except these are grouped together so that our reds are really close and our greens are really close. Whereas if we come under compound, the greens are a little farther apart and there's a little more variety. There's some orange in with the red there, a little more contrast. And there's shades. It's kind of like monochromatic, right? Shades of a singular color. Let's go up to compound. Right here, the center one with the triangles are base color. Our color harmony is all based off of this base color. If I move it, right, I'm dragging that base color. I can go in, out, right? So how much saturation is there? There's a little bit of blue. There's a lot of blue. And I can go around like this, and it will change the colors based on the color harmony I've selected to create a new color scheme. I can also slide the sliders down here and do a lot of the same stuff. I can get a color that I like. That's my new base, and now it's adjusted these around them. If I want to switch to analogous, I still have that same base color, and now it's picked blues and greens that are close to it. Let's say this is a color harmony or a color scheme that we want to use. How do we get it into Illustrator or Photoshop or one of the Adobe apps that we're using? That's where we sign in. That's where we take Adobe Color to another level. So I want you to click on sign in here in the upper right. assuming you're not already signed in. You might be signed in by default. We did create an Adobe ID earlier in the year, and you might already be signed in. If not, when you click on that, just sign in with Google. All right. I already have mine saved here, so I'm just going to do it this way, but you should probably sign in with Google. I'm going to sign in, and that's going to give me a couple more options here. You'll notice now I have this library called Bolt TV. I can click on that. And let's see. Oh, I only have one. Okay. I thought I had some other ones. I only have one. This is a library that I have saved so that when I'm in Illustrator working on stuff, I have my Bolt colors. So let's say this color scheme I wanted to save. I can save this color theme, right? And we have this right here. It's created by me. It's been saved. Right now it doesn't have much of a name, I don't think. I can add some tags. Where did they move? They actually moved it. Oh, my color theme. I would edit it here, and I can call this like maybe gloomy blue sky or something like that. Okay. And it's now under my themes, right? I can click on my themes again, and I have this under Bolt TV, which I don't want. I just wanted to show you how to save it. I'm actually going to delete it because I don't want it on there. But you can see I have a Bolt TV green and gold, Bolt TV monochromatic, and we were trying some different colors over here. I can come under Explore also, and these are ones that other people have made. By default, it's most popular, but you can see some other things there you can mess with. If I come back to Create, I'm back to my color wheel. All right, how do I get to these Bolt colors that I have saved? Or if you saved the one like I did, how do I get to it in Illustrator? Well, if I switch over to Illustrator, you want to click on Help, and you want to sign in, right? Mine says sign out because I'm already signed in, but you want to sign in using your school Gmail because that's what we use for your Adobe ID. And then if we come over to Adobe Color Themes, since you're signed in, you're going to have this color wheel right here. And I can come over to My Themes, and I have Bolt TV, and you can see my 4 colors are right there. I can come back to Explore, and that's just like on the website. It's a bunch of colors I can look at of our schemes that people have created, or I come back to Create, and I can come from here and not even go to the website, right? I can do it all from within Illustrator. Let's say I want these greens right here, okay? We have click to select active color, or set active color, right? We can do that. If we come over here, you notice it's now that green, right? I can also come over here and I can add to swatches. So right now there's these default swatches, right? Let's say I've created this. I can click add to swatches. Now if I come over to my swatches, there's that whole color scheme. If I come back to my color themes, the color rule is another name for color harmony or color scheme, and I can come in and change it like that, and I can add this one to my swatches too. If I come over to swatches, then I have those colors. I can come through and then recolor my robot based on that color theme. You should get in the habit of using this a lot to create some really cool color schemes so that you have colors that work well together based on color theory, not just based on what you think is cool.